Okay, great. Yep, lighting's okay. I think we're live. Yes. Actually, Uncle Bob, if you wouldn't mind, since we do have an electric here, could you bring a light um, just to plug in so we could have just another little extra light on me?
All right, like one of the clip-on lights?
Yeah, we could clip it here on the edge, even that one that I use right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah,
what
that'd
I
be
was
nice.
thinking
Thank you.
of.
Just because it's a little dark here. All right, cool. We're going live. We're going live with the Moringa Growers Co-op chapter meeting here at the Moringa Growers Co-op in Plant City. So I thank you all for joining us. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook, and we're joined by some of our Moringa Growers Co-op members here that are going to help us ask some questions. We've got lots of questions that people have lined up. Now, if you haven't yet, please go to newmanursery.com, or we should say the moringagrowerscoop.org, now that we're getting that website going. And you can download this free manual right now. It's got tons of information inside about how you can join the Moringa Growers Co-op, information about how you could earn some capital, some cash from the Moringa Growers Co-op from just growing moringa trees in your own backyard. And that's available free at the moringagrowerscoop.org. Also, we have something really awesome that's just now coming out, is our investment portfolio. So inside here, it goes through our history of what we've made over the past year, 4 years, 5 years, a little bit of a highlight of January through July, what we've made through the year, our goals that we're trying to achieve. And yeah, you can download this right now for free at the Moringa Growers Co-op. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can just stick it up there. Could you actually just, yeah. And if you download this and take a look, we have $1,000 minimum investor shares available. And here's the investor share here. So I don't know. That's I don't know, because now you can see like this thing on my glasses. Yeah, reflective glasses. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe on the side. Yeah, if we're able to, we can move this up. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're just getting the lighting going, so that way it's a little bit brighter. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Totally.
If it'll stay though, that's the problem though.
Oh, okay. So this morning we had yoga at 9 a.m. We had our beautiful yoga class this morning, and we've been showing around. We had a tour. We actually just pressed some seeds out of the cold press machine, and we took 1 kilogram of seeds, and we were able to get 4 jars of this oil, freshly pressed. Now what's going to happen is it's going to settle over the next week, and we're going to just scoop the raw oil off the top. We're going to let the sediment be used for another product. And so this Moringa seed oil is super valuable. That's great, Uncle Bob. For trying. And we're going to be going through, we have some of the members here. They're going to start asking us questions. We're joined right now by the via virtual. Thank you, Tanina, for showing love and joining the co-op group here. If you have any questions, we're here to help answer, and Tanina's going to help get back to your comments on both YouTube and Facebook. So thanks, guys. And we have a map here that you can see of just some of the locations right here in the Tampa Bay area where we grow the moringa trees, and then we're creating these chapter locations all around town where they're hubs where we can process, grow, and harvest. Yeah. So let's see here. I got my moringa tea. Tanina said, yeah.
Ready for some questions?
Yes, please. Jim's here. Jim from Florida Moringa is here. He's interested in joining the co-op, and he's actually helping to manage Richard's farm up in Brooksville now. So thanks to Jim and Richard's 720 moringa trees that he has on his property.
It's going to be good. Kendrick, I want to first thank you for inviting us here today and taking charge of this and showing us some words of wisdom. Just to get things started, could you give us a little background of the basics of a co-op and why someone would want to join a co-op, and and what you had in mind for this particular co-op. Don't have to go in depth in any portion of it, but just kind of give an idea of what a co-op is and why should we join this co-op? That's a good question.
Great, thanks, Jim. So Jim was asking essentially what is a co-op and what's beneficial about joining this co-op. And he mentioned something earlier about how even large corporations and governments act as co-ops. You know, I'm still learning a lot about the cooperative model, the cooperative business model. I took a course with Judith Turner called the Cooperative Entrepreneurship with her organization called Florida Seed down in Pinellas County. I did that course 2 years ago, and I learned a great deal about cooperatives. And at that time, we had already kind of started the process of growing moringa trees on other people's properties and trying to learn more about the moringa tree and teaching others about moringa trees. Thank you. We've got someone joining us. Everything's going down right now. We got the chapter meeting going. So if you have any questions, please ask any questions here. And we're just giving an introduction to what cooperatives are. And since I'm stumbling a little bit, because you know, we have so much information. We've already been talking for several hours about cooperatives and the benefits of cooperatives. In the manual here, let's see here, talking about
that makes it easy if you've got that specific question in the manual. At least I recommend again everybody downloading that manual, because it's going to answer a lot of these questions that we just basically don't have a whole bunch of time today as well to get into them. But I could see where the benefits of a co-op, where everybody working together for the benefit of achieving greatness amongst everybody involved. This is the benefit of the Moringa Co-op. So that's where I was leading with that question, was trying to get everybody to realize that if we work together, there's different things that everybody's good at something.
Everyone's good at something, working together. I'm just kind of architecting and spearheading this and collectively organizing everyone's ideas. Actually, one of the members here, she said, what gave you the idea of starting a co-op? And I took a permaculture course with Corrine Brennan a few years ago with Grow Permaculture. And we took a trip. It was 2014, 2015 to Jim Kovaleski's place in Newport Richey. And Jim Kovaleski has an entire street dedicated to growing greens and veggies in other people's front yards. And so when I took that course and we went to go visit Jim, and I had already kind of started planting moringa trees on other people's yards, and I didn't know what it was called, I didn't know what it was, and I started to see that he had some really, really great influence in community-based initiative. And having gone to architecture school and kind of studying different models and just really interested in learning. I'm just hungry for knowledge. And so the whole thing about this, and everyone kind of says, you know, Kendrick, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I say, I know, and I got to also just do it. You know, I have to start it and do it. I don't know, you know, everything all at once. I'm a novice, you know, and so I really appreciate you, everybody that has had questions over the years and asking us about the cooperative and wanting to be members as we develop the actual membership program and actually get together fees and dues and actually create a standard, a high standard for our members. It's an educational practice that we have to teach everyone about Moringa first. So it's mostly about education. A lot of people that are coming in first have never even heard about Moringa. So that's really the first step, is teaching everyone about Moringa. Go ahead, Jim.
Thanks,
you have some questions? Yeah.
That's a really good answer, and it kind of answered my questions for me.
Awesome.
My next thing would be that, okay, I'm interested now. How do I, or someone out there in the real world, how do we get involved with the Moringa Growers Co-op?
You know, first, because Jim is asking, how does someone out in the real world get involved? And if you're local, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, I encourage you to visit and come here to Numa Farms and Nursery and just say hi. You know, we're open every day from 10 to 2. You can make your appointment right now at numanursery.com. We're going to be getting that also available at moringagrowerscoop.org. And that's what Jim was saying earlier too, is that, you know, right now it's really convoluted. It's all kind of all one, and wasn't really sure how the Moringa Growers Co-op works. And so we're organizing the co-op to be a wholesale distributor. And the wholesale distributor is also selling large packages by the kilogram, um, growing moringa trees on other people's properties, and collecting material all around the world, not just in Tampa. Yes, this is where we're getting started. So if you're around the world, and we've had hundreds of people around the world already contact us like, hey, we're interested in being in the co-op. We're interested in being in the co-op. Some of them might already be experienced farmers for 10, 20, 30 years, growing moringa trees in the thousands. And they're saying, hey, will you buy moringa from us? And we say, yes. We just need to make sure we get to know your growing practices, your standards. We introduce you to our philosophy and how we practice the invisible structure. So like, how does your farm individually benefit your local community? Like, what are you doing other than just growing moringa on your farm to help your neighbor and to help supply maybe a local school with an educational platform to teach the students that are coming out of that school how to grow moringa trees? So that way each individual farm has this information from the co-op as kind of like a resource to utilize the advertising material, the marketing material. And so some farmers, they don't have any information. They don't have a website. They don't know. They can barely use a phone. Some farmers in Hawaii are calling me on the top of a mountain saying, hey, I just had to climb this mountain. I'm on a satellite phone. I want you to know that I want to be in the co-op. How do I join the co-op? And so now that we have this attention now all over the world where people are like wanting to get on the co-op, it's really beautiful to see how we have a group of people here invited and enthusiastic and really excited to be a part of something really great, because everyone knows the benefits of moringa. I mean, I'm not the only one that has said it, but you go back thousands of years in ancient Indian texts that talk about moringa and its benefits in the Mahabharata, and talks about how it was used for its antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial properties and its anti-inflammatory properties, and using it in every single piece of food, cooking it, using it raw. So hopefully that was a good segue into the next question, Jim.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you sure did. Again, you're answering it so that everybody knows what's going on and how to do it. So now we know the benefits now of the moringa tree and what the health benefits are for everything. We've got an intro into the Moringa Growers Co-op, and let's drill it down just a little bit further. What I'm suggesting is let's say, okay, I'm ready to join. What do I got to do?
So that's a great question, Jim, because that's what we get all the time. They're like, hey, we're ready to join. What do we do? What do we do? And we just have to finalize the membership packet, the membership form, to get you signed up, get your information, getting to know you. First of all, what do? You have to know about moringa. You have to be able to educate others about moringa. We may be able to utilize your skills on these platforms to help teach others about moringa. That's very important, that each of the farmer in some way, somehow, can also give guided tours on their farm to teach others about moringa. So even in your own backyard, I mean, this is ground level, like on the ground, infiltrating, the whole system of growing food, like in your own backyard, supplementing your own meals, saving money on your energy bills, saving money on your grocery bill by just being able to grab something from your own backyard. What do? Just continue to learn. Plant a few trees in your backyard. If you're in an area that does not have the ability to grow moringa trees, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't be in the co-op. You're in Arizona, or if you're in California, that means that you can be in the co-op and that you can start your own chapter of the Moringa Growers Co-op under our guided rules, regulations, as like a franchise model. And that's what's beautiful about Jim and his family. They're very in-depth knowledge as to franchising. And so we also have some other members like Tim out in Louisiana that actually owns several franchises, and he's going to help us get this kind of model worked out and making sure we have all of our, you know, cross the T's and dot the I's, legal structure, trademarking, copywriting, and that way we can give all these educational materials out to the people that really want to join and get them officially locked in. It's just going to take a little bit more time as we delegate these tasks that need to get done, because we have a stack of requirements and lists of things that we need to do, and everybody is skilled in their own way to be able to help forward this mission of all of us being able to harvest moringa trees together. We've got Kim on the line. She's out here in Thonotosassa. She's got an acre. She's growing moringa trees with us. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for joining us. And just really excited about really getting this off the ground. We've been on this property now for about a year. We've got about 50 moringa trees in the ground now over here. We've got several thousand babies growing in the back in the greenhouse. And so now we're shipping moringa trees out all over the country. That way people can get their hands wet and get their hands dirty and really feel it, taste it. One way to learn about the moringa is eat it, you know, use it. Be a what do you call a testimonial in a sense, in your own right, to be as passionate about moringa as myself and Jim and some of the other members here that have been using it for years, knowing that it's helping to regulate blood sugars and blood pressure, and it's helping with energy levels, boost your energy level, and all of those things. As a matter of fact, let me take some tea right here. This will keep me powered up.
Yeah, I was going to say, while something there is being done with drinking some juice, I'm going to let you know, to everybody out there, that this is Jim speaking. I personally have Parkinson's. I've had it for about 5 years. The moringa itself has relieved a lot of the inflammation. It gives me more energy than I can deal with. So it also helps. All disease starts in the stomach, and it keeps the right bacteria starting in the stomach, and
That's
that
right.
moringa does that. So with those kind of things in mind, we don't have to mess with pharmaceuticals. We don't have to mess with the nonsense of going uptown and getting it. We just go to the backyard and pick what we need.
Yeah. So in case you didn't hear that, Jim was just letting us know that all disease starts in the gut. And one of the ways that you can help even prevent, one of the best resources for healthcare is preventative measures. Just making sure that you're eating to your blood type, or eating more whole foods and less from a box and less refined sugars, so that way you can actually receive the benefits of moringa that it already has in store for you. And so making sure that it's from an organic source like here, and from all of our members around town that have been asking, you know, how do we join? We're just going to be getting you some paperwork here pretty soon. We've got some more people that are going to be helping us getting these things, you know, sent out to everybody. So that way we're making it official. And thanks, Jim. He's got our product here, you know. And that's one of the questions that one of the members had was, so what's the connection with the co-op to Numa Nursery? And what is Numa Nursery to the co-op? And so Numa Nursery is just one of many of the distributors, like Havasu Moringa that's here today. Thanks, Tim and Debbie, out in Arizona. They're another distributor of moringa from the co-op. Now, they grow moringa trees on their property, and they're also going to be members of the co-op. And so they have the opportunity to say, Havasu Moringa, provided by the Moringa Growers Co-op. And then as we work together, you know, all these profits, you know, minus their expenses, so whatever the expenses are for running their business, their individual business, they will be reporting back to the co-op essentially their profits. And as we have more knowledgeable staff about franchises and what's really needed with licensing and insurance and things like that, it will help keep the information flowing, the marketing going, and all of the things that we need to get out there to others to be able to continue purchasing moringa and using moringa every day in their diets. And it's just really teamwork, really. So we're getting all the we're getting the attention right now. So that's what we're really just doing. I've been doing this for 5 years, trying to build it up. Now everybody's like, what do I do? And that's it. You just got to keep growing it. And that's what's so great about the tree, is that it's the fastest growing tree in the world. And so we can start turning over this knowledge super fast, where people are like, oh my gosh, Like, I didn't know it did this, and I didn't know it did that, and we don't have to wait 20 years. Like, they can learn this in 1 year. You start from scratch today with us. Within 1 year, you're going to be a professional moringa grower, and we're going to be continuing giving these information out. This is just chapter 1. If you download this is just chapter 1. So we're going to have 9 more chapters coming out that's going to be talking about all the levels of this business opportunity here with the co-op. So, thanks, Jim.
No problem. Well, I seen it as being an opportunity there when I said, how does one get it started? That's exactly the perfect model right there. If you're interested in obtaining some information on this particular box, I'm sure that Kendrick will give you some information to go to our Facebook or the website on YouTube, because that's what I strongly suggest is go to those sites, like the site, become active on the website so that you have knowledge. When he pushes that button saying, now, you're ready.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be pushing that button now here very shortly. That way, when we get you the packets and we get you the thing, you're ready to get signed up. And it's just about knowledge. It's just about patience. You know, one really cool thing that we talked about today was those white spots on the leaves that everybody keeps asking about all the time. And he said something about, well, are they watering it with tap water? Because that could be bleach or chlorine spots. And I didn't even really think about that to a certain point. I'm like, wow, good point, because a lot of these spots are coming from trees that are in urban environments. Right. And I'm like, I don't really experience a lot of this stuff because I'm out here on the farm, or I might harvest trees out in more rural areas because I really love the agricultural lands that we have out here in Plant City. So we have hundreds of trees that we harvest and we bring back here. And so we have different tiers and different structures for payment. And that's what we can kind of get into now is people really want to know how they can make money with us as a co-op. And so right now, since we haven't fully launched, we've been asking everyone to accept stock into the co-op, help us build asset and build this up, allow us to pay for the rents, allow us to pay for all of the expenses that's keeping this business afloat. And so some people, mostly everybody that I knocked on the door and asked if I could grow trees in their backyard, they weren't looking for monetary value. Everyone to this day pretty much has been patiently waiting, allowing me to build the stock. I send emails out every time we harvest. We'll say collect a kilogram from their yard. And at the time of the visit, you know, I'll give them a box and say, hey, you know, we've got some products in here. Do you want capsules? Do you want tea? Do you want oil? Do you want spice? Just to kind of hold them over for now. They're getting, you know, $50, $60, $70 worth of product just in this. And on top of that, they're getting stock value of the weight that we dry from their trees. So I'll break that down. So if I go harvest a tree, you know, that's gas, that's energy, and that's time that we're putting into the harvest. And then we bring it back here and we dry it. That's another set of time, energy, and level of knowledge and training that we've had to do. And then from there, we have to, after it's dried, we have to package it, process it, and present it into something pretty. That way someone would purchase it. This is marketing. And so for right now, there's individuals and entities that don't want anything to do with the process. They just want the money. So they're like, hey, come over, cut my tree, and let me get this money. And we say, great, since we're doing all of the work up to the, you know, except for growing it, we're willing to give you right now, before we go public, $10 a kilogram in value. So someone, say like down the street from here, we just harvested 5 kilos. So we put $50 worth of stock in their account, now valid with the co-op, because they gave us 5 kilos worth of dried material. Now, when we brought it in, we had to strip it. You know, we had to get it on the racks. When it's wet, you know, we don't weigh it when it's wet. We just kind of weigh it when it's dry, so that way we know exactly what we're getting from that harvest. And so we weigh it dried at that point. And so we'll get the 5 kilos dry. We know what it's worth, and we'll put $50 in their stock value, essentially kind of like with this stock certificate here. You know, we'll write up $50 for that harvest. We harvested on this date, and then now they've got a $50 stock certificate at the value for that. For right now, just kind of holding it for us, allowing us to do all the other work of drying it, harvesting it, marketing it, and then selling it. And then also shipping it is another price too that people don't even really think about. So we have to work these numbers to where we're increasing our profit margin for the entirety of the co-op, so that way we can give those profits back to you even in a dividend share on top of the stock that we give you. So that time that it took to dry it and process it and sell it, that was time also accounted for that we're holding your money. So there's going to be dividend and even interest that's earning off of that for each of the co-op members. And so we're working that with financial advisors. We're getting the right people in place to essentially get all of these moving parts in order. And that's what we've been doing, is kind of behind the scenes, just organizing all of these documents and getting it more well known for people. Like, holy crap, like this is really generating a lot of steam now. 5 years later, people were like, this is crazy. What is this architect doing starting a co-op? And in order for me to build a building, what I realized is that even as an architect, you still need the developer, you still need the general contractor, you still need the laborer, you still need the person to buy the house or the museum or the client to even pay the architect. So I was already kind of learning this cooperative kind of model in the architecture industry and just progressing that into the only thing that we were here on this earth to do, Jim,
is to grow plants,
go plants,
name the animals,
name the animals,
and multiply.
And so we're planting those trees and we're multiplying these babies. Moringa's my babies right now, so I'm just planting trees. I don't know about children right now. We got a lot of things to do.
Higher power. We were put on this earth to farm.
To farm. We were put on this earth to farm. And so that's why I took that lesson and was said, you know what? As an architect, I can farm. We can farm plants. We can farm people. We can farm education, knowledge. It's really about people. And even though we're in the plant industry, even though I'm in the architecture industry, it takes a collective group of people that are on the same page to be able to take those ideas from paper and actually enact them out here. So I really appreciate everybody that's joining us. We're getting lots of views on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody. Facebook, we've got Trisha. Thanks, Trisha. So a cooperative is to bring farmers together to make money to support them, and it's not an educational club. It's nice. It's a nice thought. I could go into that more. Well, one of the ways that we intend to generate income from the cooperative is to use that intellectual property and to add value through memberships, subscriptions, and things like that. So that way we can give this information out as a way to also feed the teacher. So the teacher needs to get paid, right? And then the people that are organizing behind the scenes, they also need to get paid too. So yeah, Trisha, we're gonna learn about this together, and I would love, Trisha, for you to come by and visit the farm someday, because we've been in contact a few times, and we'd love to also see your trees out there. I think she's in Hudson. Yeah, so not too far from you guys too. So we've got some people all over town that are watching right now and learning. Jim, what's the next question you got?
Well, I'm thinking personally, as well as I'm sure others out there are, is I'm ready to start a chapter in my area. I've got quite a few people that are interested in growing trees. I've got quite a few trees myself. What steps do you suggest that I do at this point? I know you're getting all the details of your cooperative, but if those are like myself out there interested in becoming a chapter
president, a chapter president,
sure. What any suggestions on that?
Yes, absolutely. So
saving some time,
you know, I'm an Aquarius, and I run independent. You know, to say. Yeah, Scorpio. We're very independent thinkers, and we're just doers, and that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do now. If you want to be a leader in this cooperative, just let us know. We have an email, grow@moringagrowerscoop.org. Let me know that you'd like to be a president of your chapter, and I'm going to help provide these materials for you, so that way you can share amongst your local neighbors and members that want to join your particular chapter. And so we're going to have chapters in Homosassa, we'll have chapters in Spring Hill, we'll have chapters in Brooksville, we'll have chapters in Newport Richey. And so we have these members now that are growing, and that's what the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group is about too, is to help locate each of these members in these areas to let people know, like, hey, I want to be a member. I want to not only be a president, but we need vice president, secretary, treasurers, all those members in each of those chapters to help run. So we'll start organizing chapter meetings, not only on the local level, like, and then we'll have chapter meetings like right now on the central, or I don't know if it would consider central level, but on the main cooperative level. And so that's what this is now, is just starting as the president. I'm serving as the president right now. And maybe in 2 years, we all may vote for a new president. And then we also may have new vice presidents. And so we're going to constantly have these flow of people that are going to be able to come in and be able to express their opinion and vote. And that's another thing, is that once we have all the memberships set up and everyone's an official member and we've collected all the dues and membership fees, then we can really start voting on these issues that are really important. And you don't need to be a grower to be a president. Thank you, Tanina. And yes, you don't need to be a grower. You don't need to be a grower to be a member, you know? And that's another thing, like the investment portfolio. If you're just interested in helping to invest in the co-op to help see this mission through, you don't need to actually be a grower or a worker. You can just be a non-equity share investor of the co-op and just help support that way as well. So any level that you want to be in the co-op, if you just want to be an educator, another thing that we need is we need more market vendors. We need people that are members that want to actually go to the farmers market and teach. Because one of our members here was actually asking, you know, what did you do at the farmers market? Did you say it was the co-op or did you say it was Numa? And so I represent Numa Nursery, as I would sell other plants too, like aloe vera and hibiscus and things like that. And my main plant that I would sell at the farmers market is Moringa. And I would tell people that if they planted a tree in their yard, we'd love them to be members of the co-op. They're like, oh, what's that? And so we started to educate people about cooperatives that way and say, hey, we have this cooperative going. Anytime your tree gets big and it gets out of hand and you need help harvesting it, let us know. We'll come by and we'll help harvest those trees for you. Harvesting really just means keeping these trees under control. We're tracking the location so that way the state knows. And we're managing these trees because they do have a potential for invasiveness. They grow super fast. They're from India, and they drop seeds and drumsticks on the ground, which could possibly sprout up around the base or even further away. And so we're having to keep an eye on it so that way it doesn't get, say, out and about. I don't know how much out and about there really is left in Florida because, you know, everything's been parceled out. Everyone has their piece of land, and so yeah, if there's something else that we could...
Basically, you've kind of covered all the bases, and we appreciate that. I guess in conclusion about the co-op is, I would suggest that everybody right now that's interested in a co-op, we can double our size if every person goes out and gets one person.
That's right.
To double our size by getting one more person.
Thank you, Jim.
Concentrate on one person. That's it.
That's it.
Not the whole world, just one person.
To help this co-op and help it get growing is to let your neighbor know about Moringa. Share the wealth of Moringa with others. Let other people know just how important this tree really is. It saved my life, and I know it's saved millions of others. Hey, Garvin Guard, it's Ken here from South Carolina. I have many Moringa trees growing in the backyard. From South Carolina? That's awesome,
great.
man.
That's good.
Yeah, we actually, oh, that's great. Thanks. Thank you, man. Oh, man, I really appreciate that. And we'd love for you to join the co-op and let us know how your trees are going so that way as a hub in South Carolina, because I get calls all the time like, hey, does this grow in Georgia? Does this grow in South Carolina? Someone just texted me just now, does this grow in Oregon? And so we also need help educating others because we have one number right now that everyone's texting and calling. And if you have a time frame that you can help get back to others, like say between 9 and 10, you have an hour and you're able to help get back to comments and you're able to help get back to calls, let us know. We need customer service representatives. We need sales people to help us sell the Moringa because we have hundreds of kilos in stock now that we actually need to get sold and out to the market. And so how do we get it out and about so that way it's used? Say, I was talking to Nina yesterday, and one of the ways that we're going to try to get this out a little bit more is get back to those mom and pop shops that are making smoothies, that have their food trucks. Because about 3-4 years ago, We were in 10 stores already. I started a vending machine business about 15 years ago, and in high school, and it grew and it grew and it grew to where I was visiting different locations. And this is the same thing where we have a B2C organization where you can do just to customers, but we also have B2B, where say you're mostly just taking our products, the cooperative Moringa, to other businesses and helping us sell it. We need help with sales. So so that's great. We're getting more comments coming in now. We really appreciate everybody that's joining us right now. We're just getting this information out, and we're going to be doing this at least once a month. But I would really love to have a chapter meeting like this once a week, just to kind of get it out, let people know where we are in this. Jim's like, oh yes, yes, yes,
Well,
we need this.
Make progress.
We gotta make progress.
Communication's the key.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, you got to focus on one other person and your individual talents. When you come to the site, join the site, tell us some of the stuff that you want to help with.
Yeah.
That gives us the opportunity to coordinate those things, and by the time we have the next meeting, things start rolling a little faster. We're not drifting so far.
Yeah, let us know what you'd like. We have the email, grow@moringagrowerscoop.org. You can email me. We're organizing all the emails. So like, just in the past 5 months, we've probably had at least 100 growers between India, Africa, Mexico, the Philippines, China, South America, Peru, Argentina. Everyone around the world is now saying, we want to be in the co-op, we'd love to join the co-op, can you help us as farmers get our Moringa sold? And that's another thing for us, is the importance of actually having a high standard so that we can sell it at a high price. Someone was commenting on our TikTok the other day saying, why can't I get it? I can get it cheaper on Amazon. And that's absolutely right, but
can I take this one?
Yes.
Sure. I ordered some seeds on Amazon, and you realize that any seeds that come in the United States are eradicated by radiation?
Yes.
They
so
do not produce anything that I want to put in my system.
That's right. So Jim was mentioning that anything from other countries, when it comes over and it's imported, it's eradicated. So they actually pass it through radiation, nuclear radiation, so that way there's no living parts to that. And so when you get it and you ingest it, it's essentially like using the microwave. I haven't used a microwave in many, many years because of that, because I want to put living foods in my body. That's why we're going back to the basics. We're getting back to USA made here. That's what this whole thing is USA. When someone can order from India and this and that, that's great. We want to purchase Moringa from India, and we want to shout everybody out from India. We want to purchase Moringa from Mexico. We want to purchase Moringa from South America. But at its heart, we're starting this central growing and then spreading out to, and he's saying he was growing it in 7B. We've got people in the comments now. Now people in the comments are talking. They're getting back to each other. So now they're getting it. We had a lady, hopefully Lee's watching this. Lee, I know for sure on YouTube, she was asking, we actually just got an order from someone in Tucson, Arizona. And she's like, do you know anybody else in Tucson, Arizona that's growing Moringa? And I said, you know what? Lee actually was asking if someone else in Tucson, Arizona can give her more information about Moringa. So this is what this is about. If you're wherever you are right now, let us know where you are. Make a comment. If you're in Tucson, if you're in Havasu, if you're in Tampa, thanks, Stephen. Thank you for watching. Every one of our local Moringa growers, I really appreciate you so far just coming by, providing Moringa for us to help us get to this level. We've got your stock value. Okay, so let's get back into the money real quick, because this is really important, because people really need to help get this this cryptocurrency wrapped around. And now I'm still learning about it. We have our expert Anthony Rainman is teaching us all about cryptocurrency. So one of the ways that we're going to be able to start launching this stock value that you've earned is take the value that you've earned. So let's use that example of $50. So once we're ready to launch this coin, you'll have, say, US $50, and we're going to mark that as a value, and it's going to be in the crypto space. We're going to put it as a digital currency. You can always link your bank account to your crypto account, and you can always pull money out of your crypto account to cash it out. There are taxes involved with that, but if you kept it in this crypto space, there are now more and more companies that you can purchase materials and items and everyday items off of this as an everyday currency. Right now, it's mostly a long-term kind of currency, using it as an investment opportunity. So if anybody here that's watching, and I know we saw someone here that's joining us as a crypto cadet, that they're using it, crypto is being used for a long-term investment, but we're trying to get it to the point where we're using it as an everyday currency, where someone that, say, provided us with a kilo, would you mind handing me that kilo, so that way someone can actually see the big one? Yeah, what someone can actually see what a kilo looks like. This is going to be 1 Moringa coin. This is going to be worth 1 Moringa coin. This is 1 kilogram, and this has been vacuum sealed, and this is what we're going to use as our standard. And as more, and we're going to have to figure out, what do we have, 20 million? Okay, it's going to set that value for it right away. So that way, once people start buying this live, they're going to be buying one of these kilos. It's like gold. Think of this as a gold bar. This is our backing. This is what Moringa Coin is backed on. It's backed on the growing backs of all of our members that are providing Moringa, that have hundreds and hundreds of kilos in the stock here. And how we raise the value is by putting it on the market, and that increases the value. So like right now, this 1 kilo might be worth $1 as once it's launched. But if we only have, say, an X amount of number in the space, once we sell 2, that value might go up to $2 a kilo, and so on and so on and so on. So as more and more people are buying and trading Moringa in this kind of way, and I'm still learning about finances and currency and things like that. Remind you, I'm an artist, I'm an architect, and I'm just kind of pretending here to get all this information out to everybody. And I really appreciate you guys for just sticking with me, showing mad love throughout the years, purchasing. I cannot thank you enough. You have helped us get to this point, and really increasing my knowledge of life. You know, like I spent 10 years just reading books and having to take a test in college, and I didn't really know about how things operated out here in this real world system. And so I'm learning about finances, and we're getting this business going, and we're becoming very knowledgeable about how to actually get this out there to the market. And so this cryptocurrency, there's platforms where you can that will store your crypto in a space, in a digital space, that you can actually pull your cash out from that crypto, and it'll just transfer it over. So that's we're gonna start with. Jim, go ahead.
So what you're basically telling me then is, yes, money does grow on trees.
Yes, Moringa grows on money trees. Yes, that's what we're saying, is that earn a living, and that's where you can earn a salary as a president of your chapter through the money that we make from selling Moringa in your local area. And together, we'll have these hubs, whether it's an actual storefront location or it's an agricultural location, all of those things. If it's just in someone's home, we're going to be figuring out all the ways where people can have meetups, maybe at local libraries. They can have their chapter meetings at local libraries. Maybe even in this day and age, we do much more of these kind of virtual meetings where we can keep everyone informed on a local level, and also here at the headquarters here in Plant City. So one of the ways that you could really learn more, if you're in the local area, in the Tampa Bay area, please come visit us between 10 and 2. You can make the appointment at moringagrowerscoop.org, or even right now at numanursery.com. And once we get 1,000 subscribers at the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, we'll be able to go live on that channel, and there'll be much more of a separation where we're just posting on the platform that we're supposed to be. Right now, Numa Nursery purchases Moringa at wholesale from the co-op and distributes it at a retail price. And so if you'd like to start your own business and purchasing from the co-op at a wholesale price, let us know. Visit our website. We have really great prices, and we're going to be coming out with a sale really soon, so that way we can go ahead and get this season's Moringa greens out and into your body, into your system, so that way you can benefit from using Moringa. And if you haven't yet, just try it. Put it in your smoothies, put it in your tea. Use it in anything and everything you can. Put it in your, we have spice, we have oil, we have extracts, we even have that seed butter, and we have face masks. Anything on your skin is in your bloodstream within just a few minutes. So I think it's even like 8 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds. So don't use anything that has sodium lauryl sulfate in it. That's for sure. That's a concrete degreaser.
Cool. Would you be so kind, sir, to put a link into this videos and all this, so that all I have to do is push a button, because I'm ready to join.
Yes.
Where do I sign?
So sign right here at the Moringa Growers Co-op.org. We're going to put links here, and everybody that's interested in joining, just keep in touch with us. We're sending emails out every week. Share those emails with your friends and let them know about this great organization that's just popping up and getting everything going and organizing all of the Moringa growers, because I know there's more than just 300 locations in the Tampa Bay area. There's 300,000 locations in the Tampa Bay area growing Moringa trees. Every day on Facebook, Swap, Tampa Gardening Swap, I'm seeing everybody asking questions about Moringa this and Moringa that. And yes, we do have a concern for its invasiveness. This is a really big question that everybody has, and we're educating people about the levels of invasiveness. Moringa is not a vine. It doesn't just spread on trees like kudzu. It doesn't spread from the root like, say, bamboo, or not go super deep. So it's also very easy to pull out trees that are 5-10 years old, even just with a shovel. These are things that you don't need heavy equipment. This is a softwood. Also, David Whitman pointed out that there's a level north that it's impossible for it to get out of hand because there's freezes. This tree does not like the cold at all. So I really commend you for growing it in South Carolina, North Carolina, because maybe it's in pots and maybe you have to bring it in. Maybe you have to grow it as an annual every year. You kind of have to start it over and just plant your seeds in the spring, and then by fall you harvest. And people ask all the time, like, you know, how far apart can I grow the trees? You can grow the trees 6 inches apart, just like an intensive annual bed of, say, lettuce or cabbage or anything like that, like a grass. You can grow it every 45 days. You can trim that green back, and then you can harvest that as a microgreen. Yes, that's what we were talking about. We have so many things to go over and talk about. So we're going to have training courses coming out soon. So we have a training course coming out, and we'll get you signed up so that way you can learn more about the Moringa Growers Co-op training course that's going to be coming out. And that way you can learn more about it. And it's going to be streamed too, so that way you can join it from wherever you are. And also we'll have a live version so you can join me and come by and meet me. I'd love to meet you guys. Thanks, Rada, for joining. We're going to go ahead and finish it up. Are there any other questions here, comments? Tanina says, download the free manual. Thanks, Tanina. Yeah, she's on it already. So, see, this is that teamwork that we're talking about. Love it, guys.
Download the manual.
Download that manual first.
Join the website. Keep informed.
Keep informed.
Make a visit to the farm anytime you get a chance.
Make a visit.
Make an appointment first.
Yeah, make an appointment.
And then, you know, tell friends.
Thank you.
Know,
and that's going to help grow this.
Use the products. That's
use it.
That's right. Use it.
Everyone's asking how much do they use. So if you're a first time Moringa user, start small. You know, maybe just use a few leaves if it's fresh. Just take a few bites and then do that every day and see how you feel. If you would like capsules, maybe just start with 1 capsule. Work your way up to 2 a day, maybe 4 a day. If you're sick and possibly have a chronic illness, maybe take 8 to 12 a day to help kind of relieve some of those toxins from your body, especially if you're having to go in for constant treatments and things like that. When you get out of there, you can kind of revive your cells through the natural properties of Moringa, especially when it's grown organically, locally, and super fresh. You can eat Moringa fresh right off the tree. The drumsticks, when they're green, would you mind handing me a drumstick inside the room there? We have and even just a handful of those big drumsticks that are in there. These drumsticks, you can eat them right off the tree, fresh. Oh yeah, yes. Look at this thing. We just got this one. Where did we get this one? This one. Where were we yesterday? Oh yeah. I lose where all the locations are right now. Oh, no. It's coming. I was just oh, this one came from downtown St. Petersburg. Yes, this was off a 2-year-old tree. So everyone's asking, how soon can I get drumsticks from my trees? So the PKM1 variety, the one that we mostly grow here in Tampa Bay and around the world, that was developed in India, as well as at Echo Farms in Fort Myers, really helped to develop the PKM ones here in Florida that really grow really well. They're shorter, they're bushier, they have red stems. You'll notice the red stems, and also they produce tons and tons of drumsticks. So what you can do is when this is young and green and it's coming off the tree, you can chop this up, you can put it in soup. It's called sambar. And that traditional soup is really rich in minerals like zinc and magnesium, which is very good for the reproductive organs. So if you're suffering from uterus or even prostate cancers and things like that, this may help alleviate some of those symptoms.
Coronavirus preventative.
Coronavirus preventative. If you want to boost that immune system, this is high in vitamin C. And it has seeds inside here. We're not going to open this one up because we're going to dry it. We want the seeds to turn dark, and we want them to dry out so that way we can press them for oil. We can get this beautiful rich oil. I mean, this is liquid gold right here. This industry here, I mean, this is going to be used in hundreds of different types of cosmetic products, baking uses, and breads, and oh my gosh, I pour it on my salads all the time. I'm actually 94 years old, but you can't tell. Yeah. So.
The power of Moringa.
Yeah, so come on by. We'll do the Moringa together. We'll do a little dance and excitement and enjoyment for all of the benefits that this Moringa tree provides. We're so grateful for nature and for everyone that's interested. Just let me know. Just say hi. We have a text number if you'd like to text us and you'd like to order. If you're having trouble ordering on the websites and you're not really sure, text us at 813-567-3100. And that's a great way to get in contact with us. If you'd like to call us on the phone, we're turning our phones on between 10 and 2. Give us a ring between 10 and 2. That's 813-690-6516. And we'd love for you to give us a call. Let us know that you're interested in learning more about Moringa. Download the manual first. That's the first step. And then getting yourself acclimated to the Moringa tree. Smell it, taste it, enjoy it, and please keep in touch. I really appreciate everybody for joining us today. Thanks to Nina. Thank you all of our members, board of directors, future board of directors, presidents of all these local chapters that we're going to get popping up all over the Tampa Bay area, Florida, South Florida, and even all over the world. So yes, we do. We definitely need to connect. Everyone, we need to connect. Just give me a text. Let me know that you're available. And we'll talk. You know, I'm trying to get this out there, these platforms going, so that way we can all stay in touch. And love for you guys to come and visit. We're here every day. We're making products. We're harvesting. Sometimes I may not be here, but someone's going to be here to help answer your questions. Just because we're out there, we're getting everybody educated in the area. So thank you. This was a great chapter. Are there any more questions that you'd like to ask?
Kendrick, line 2, please. Kendrick, line 2.
Oh, we're getting some calls coming in right now. Oh, let me get on the Moringa line right now and get these people some answers. Moringa answers. So right now we have a lot of answers at the Numa Nursery channel right now. Go to Moringa Answers and watch the hundreds of videos that I've already chopped up into digestible information that you can just get a little tidbit right there, 30 seconds, a 2-minute video.
Kendrick, line 2, please. Kendrick, line 2.
We've got people asking. I got to get back to work here. So I really love you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch. Really appreciate the chapter meeting, and we'll keep doing this. So thanks, guys. Peace. Prosperous growing. All right. Thank you. Awesome. Nice. All right, so we'll share that. And we'll finish this. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to get that going, too. All right.
That was awesome. Wow.
Nice. Awesome.
You got it.
And we just got a $200 order. Just from that.
See that? Now,
So.
where do you work for an hour and make $200?
Just now from that, so I don't know. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if it's still live or not. I'm going to make a post.
They're already showing up at the wait, it's not 2 o'clock yet.
That's what I did basically as a webmaster. I built a website from like 1999 to 2013 or so when I started paying this. So my job was not only to build a website, but to convert bookers into buyers. That's where you make your money, is conversion. And anybody can have a website. Anybody's gonna go.
We're still live. All right, cool. They heard everything. Yeah, we just got an order, so thanks, guys. Yeah, so I think I don't even know how to end this. There we go. Are you sure when to stop streaming?